Growing Together by D.P. Whitehead. Once upon a breezy day, in a forest far, far away, in the trees there hung a pine cone that a tiny pine seed called home. Then the wind began to whip, the little seed began to slip. His grip was gone, his journey was on. He fluttered past a stream, over and beyond a field of green. Soon his journey came to an end, across the river and around the bend. He looked over and under and all around, when he saw another seed was floating down. "Hey, how are you?" asked the seed, as he touched down by a weed. "Okay, I guess," said the pine. "I hope you'll be a friend of mine. I'm Pokey the Pine. Who are you?" "I'm Ace the Maple. I flew here too." Then they heard a snap, a bonk, and then a thump, over by an old tree stump. They both gasped. What was that? Then they saw a nut with a hat. "Hi, I'm Oscar, the acorn, and this ground is good, where the mightiest oaks have always stood." "Where are your wings?" asked Ace. "How did you ever get to this place?" "I have no wings, just a hat, and it got me here right where I'm at." Ace couldn't believe Oscar was a seed. He looked very different indeed. The weather cooled, and they all went to sleep. Time passed by without even a peep. Then one day, as the sun began to rise, one by one they opened their eyes. Oscar had leaves out on his limb, and Ace had leaves just like him. Pokey was different than Oscar and Ace. He had needles on his limbs and around his face. Oscar and Ace shook their leaves, talked and joked. Pokey just stood there with needles that poked. Then Pokey thought Ace was feeling sick. Ace's leaves of green turned to a yellowy ick. Pokey asked, "Ace, are you feeling okay?" "And Oscar, your leaves are also yellow today." As the fall days passed and autumn was done, Oscar and Ace lost their leaves one by one. Ace asked Pokey, "When do your needles fall?" Pokey answered, "They don't fall at all." Ace grew fast, and Pokey did too. Oscar was short and feeling quite blue. Ace told Pokey, "We are trees big and tall, but poor old Oscar is still very small." Pokey said, "At least Oscar has leaves to lose." "Needles or leaves, which one would you choose?" Ace replied, "You're lucky you have needles in winter. The cold always makes my branches want to splinter." Oscar said, "You guys are big and tall. I'm tired of growing so slow and being so small." As years passed, they grew and grew. They saw skies of gray and skies of blue. Then one day, they heard from a wise owl, "Winter will be bad, and the wind will howl." Oscar and Ace told Pokey, "We have leaves to spare, so this year your roots won't be as bare." "Thanks," said Pokey with great relief. "That will help me fight my winter grief." Ace and Oscar dozed off for their winter sleep. An eye on the weather Pokey would keep. On winter's day the skies turned gray. As clouds moved in, the sun went away. Pokey was happy when it started to rain, but soon it was ice, and his branches did strain. It looked as if Ace's branches were about to break. How much ice could they take? Ace had grown fast, and his branches were weak. With the ice pouring down, things looked bleak. Pokey's branches were now touching the ground. Crack! Snap! A branch of Ace's was falling down. Pokey leaned towards Ace as close as he could. He was determined to protect Ace's softwood. Pokey stayed there all through the night. Because of his bravery, Ace saw the morning light. Spring soon arrived, bringing April showers. One day it kept raining for several hours. The skies and clouds became very rough. Holding on to their leaves was getting real tough. Across the stream, all the trees were falling down, from the forest all the way back to town. Three were scared and wondered what to do. Pokey shouted, "If this keeps on, I think we're through." Oscar said, "If we all hold together, we won't be toppled by this weather." Over the years, with all of their growing, their roots had grown together without them knowing. The three friends learned a lesson that day. Working together is always the best way.